Нам нужно другое название государства, другое название вашей должности. Верховный правитель. Не хотите император, давайте верховный правитель.
Hello everyone, and this is Sergei Sputnikov speaking, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Ushanka Show. As you may know, Ushanka Show just reached 100,000 subscribers, and I still have no idea what kind of videos my viewers like. For example, my recent video, and it's not even about life in the Soviet Union, it's the video The Lathan Man Mystery, Vladimir Zhirinovsky and his best joke. It got surprisingly so many views that it caught me completely off guard. But I was extremely happy to see a lot of comments like this one. Thanks, Comrade Sergei, for letting us know why this man was laughing so hard. He was just another mad, crappy, populist superstar. After all, это Россия! And I also got quite a few comments from people who were not happy with me comparing Zhirinovsky to Donald Trump. Comments like this one. Comparing him to Trump is, well, a bit of a stretch to say the least. Or this one. I disagree with you comparing him to Trump, but I appreciate the backstory to one of, if not the most iconic sound bites you play. Love it, thanks. So in this video we're gonna take a look at some key moments in life of Vladimir Zhirinovsky, who I want to remind you passed away in April of 2022, and compare to Donald Trump, see if any similarities exist.
Пропадите пропадом! Убирайтесь вон! Подлость, гадость, преступники! Ненавижу вас! Негодяи!
Okay, so Vladimir Zhirinovsky was born on April 25, 1946. Donald J. Trump was born on June 14, 1946, so literally 2 months apart. So both Zhirinovsky and Trump are so-called baby boomers, and actually the very first wave of baby boomers, kids that were born in 1946, right at the end of the World War II. But it's where the similarities end, because, as all you know, Donald J. Trump was born into the rich family. His father, Fred Trump, was already multimillionaire by that time. And of course, Vladimir Zhirinovsky was born in Soviet Kazakhstan in Almaty, and he grew up without father. Well, what's extremely interesting that Vladimir Zhirinovsky could be born into rich family as well, because his grandfather on the father's side, Isaac Edelstein, used to own a factory that manufactured different wood products. It employed 200 people. The factory was located in Rovno region, western Ukraine, which at that time was part of Poland. What I mean at that time, before 1939, when Stalin sent Red Army to occupy western Ukraine and western Belarus. After that, that factory was nationalized, so taken away from the owners as well as their home. Okay, next. So we all know that Donald Trump didn't serve in military. He dodged the draft because of health conditions. I don't remember exactly what was wrong with his feet, I believe. Something about his toes. Maybe he had camel toe or something. Vladimir Zhirinovsky dodged the military service different way. He went to college, and I already made a video on that topic. And after finishing college, he served 2 years as a political officer in Tbilisi. So he didn't serve as a soldier. He served as an officer in reserve, but they still drafted him for 2 years. Vladimir Zhirinovsky entered politics kind of late in his life. He's already in his ripe age of 46. So in 1992, 1 year after Soviet Union collapsed, he organized his own party, Liberal Democratic Party of Russia. It was actually the very first independent party of Russia and still the oldest party in modern-day Russia. And he was the leader of that party till his death. Donald Trump entered politics when he was 41. He registered for the first time in New York as a Republican in July 1987, right after he came back from his trip to the Soviet Union, where he spent about 2 weeks with his wife Ivana. So while Zhirinovsky just created his own political party, it looks like Donald Trump struggled through the years. He registered as a Republican in 1987, then he became a member of Independence Party in 1999, then he became a Democrat in 2001, Republican again in 2009, unaffiliated in 2011, and again a Republican in 2012. So it appears to me that Donald Trump will be better off to have his own party back in 1987, just like Zhirinovsky did in 1992, just have his own party. I don't know, Make America Great Again party or American National Party, America First Party, and then he will have all this trouble cycling through Republican Party, Independence Party, Democrat Party, and so on. Because the main message of Donald Trump stayed the same, just the country names changed. And this is his open letter that he paid $100,000 to be published in New York Times and other newspapers to the American people. And here talking about that America should stop paying to defend countries that can afford to defend themselves. There's nothing new in that message, but here he's talking about Japan, Saudi Arabia, and others pay for the protection we extend as allies. And let's help our farmers, our sick, our homeless. So I said, it's exactly the same message that he is running on right now, and it says 1987. And now to the interesting part. Some of you may know, some may not, that Trump used to have his own vodka. It was called, not surprisingly, Trump vodka, and it was quite expensive, fancy, of course, gold-looking bottle that he promoted. He didn't manufacture it, but he was getting paid to have his name on the bottles, and he was helping to promote the product all over the world, including Russia. This particular picture was taken in Moscow, and it's what Americans called, I believe, alcohol and booty call. Vladimir Zhirinovsky, god dang it, he also made his own brand vodka, was called, surprise, surprise, Zhirinovsky, and he heavily promoted his product. He had different bottle designs, of course, not as fancy as Trump's, but exactly the same idea. Let's make Zhirinovsky vodka. And we all know that Donald Trump liked to take pictures with famous people. At this photo, we see both Hillary and Bill Clinton at Donald Trump's wedding with his third wife, Melania. And I don't think anyone can beat this cool picture and these cool people. Unless you Vladimir Zhirinovsky, then you smoke cigars with Chuck Norris. Vladimir Zhirinovsky liked to hang out with scantily dressed young ladies. There are plenty of photos of him having fun among the girls that look like they have low moral standards. And Donald Trump, it looks like he had a weak spot for Playboy girls, and since I'm a foreigner, I have no idea about those girls' moral standards. And speaking of moral standards, there's Vladimir Zhirinovsky hanging out with the Italian porn star Cicciolina, who at that time was actually a member of Italian parliament. There's a video on YouTube from back those days, and he was quite saucy. And Donald Trump, well, you all know that picture. There's Donald Trump with American porn star Stormy Daniels, and god damn it, Donald, why would anyone think that it's a good idea for a married man to pose with the porn star? Damn it. Well, we all remember the moment when Donald Trump shook the world when he met in person with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. I think that's his name. I was about to say try to beat that, Vladimir, but here we are, Vladimir Zhirinovsky, hanging out with Saddam Hussein. And if you thought that Saddam Hussein wasn't cool enough, there is Vladimir Zhirinovsky going for a walk with Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi. Fun fact, quite possible that Vladimir Zhirinovsky holds the world record for amount of time a person could run for the president of a country. He did it 6 times, 1991, 1996, 2000, 2008, 2012, and 2018. He was planning to run in 2024 as well, but he passed away in 2022. 6 times he tried to become a president of Russia, or he attempted to look like he's trying. Donald J. Trump, not far behind. He has officially ran as a candidate for president 4 times, in 2000, 2016, 2020, and now in 2024. He also unofficially campaigned in 2012 and moved around in 2004. So all those together 6 times as well. And that's what Donald Trump beat Vladimir Zhirinovsky fair and square. Donald Trump managed to become a president of the United States back in 2016. Although still, Vladimir Zhirinovsky smoked cigars with Chuck Norris. Try to beat that, Donald. So as you see, the amount of similarities between these two baby boomers is really impressive. Vladimir Zhirinovsky was a Russian nationalist who promised to return to Kremlin not only Kiev, but also Alaska. And Donald Trump is an American nationalist who wanted to buy Greenland. In my original video about Vladimir Zhirinovsky, which I recorded about 2 years ago, I called him the court jester. He was creating a lot of noise and entertainment, helping Vladimir Putin to do his bidding. And Zhirinovsky was awarded generously by Putin. He was getting medals, he was getting a lot of cash, so he did just fine.
И доказать всем, что он не годится больше быть главой русского государства. Боже, царя храни.
When it comes to relations between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, I don't know if we're ever going to find the truth. The jury is still out there, in my opinion. But what I find the most suspicious out of all this Russia drama is when during 2016 elections, Trump asked no one else but Russia to find 30,000 missing emails of Hillary Clinton. He didn't ask China, he didn't ask North Korea, he asked specifically Russia. I hope you will find those missing emails. I find that extremely strange. When I was putting together pictures for this video presentation, I stumbled upon this photo and it stopped me jack in my tracks, because you see that sign above the guy next to Trump? He's a Russian developer, originally from Azerbaijan, and Crocus City Hall, that's the place where the recent terrorist attack occurred in Moscow, and the guy was a developer of that place. And one more thing, I also stumbled upon this Instagram post. I'm not sure who's this Russian chick, but she posted an Instagram message after Donald Trump won back in 2016. So let's read it. Yes, Trump likes Putin and Russia. Today he won over the party of war, over witch Hillary, and laid the wreath on the Washington system of imperialist evil. But let's not forget, обещать не значит жениться. It's a good proverb. Promising doesn't mean marrying. So if a guy promised to marry you, it doesn't mean he will marry you. The groom before marriage also promised not to cheat, but in 50% of chances something goes wrong. Of course, I'm for Trump. At least it's better that old lady Hillary, that her first experience as a lawyer was protecting a pedophile. I'm not sure what she's talking about here. Of course, it's better than cynical, militarized world policy of the United States and total mockery and trolling on Russia and our leader, Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin. My congratulations to Donald Trump and the most sexy First Lady of America. From Melania, we're expecting large social and charitable projects, and from Donald to perform his electoral promises, to cancel sanctions against Russia, to admit that Crimea is Russian, and destroy Islamic terrorism, and so on. I don't remember Donald Trump promising that he will cancel sanctions against Russia for attacking Ukraine and promised to admit that Crimea is Russian, but this is what the Russian people expected.
Сжечь весь Париж. Бомбить всю Германию. С аэродромов России бомбить всю Германию, чтобы ничего не осталось.
Well, my friends, it's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this comparison between Vladimir Zhirinovsky and Donald Trump. As always, I loved your comments. It's always fun to read them. So please don't forget to like this video, Subscribe if you haven't done so, and we'll talk to you soon. До свидания. Goodbye.
Вам защищать русских везде, по всей стране. За русских! За ЛДПР! Номер 2 бюллетени! За
На
русских!
этом мы ставим точку в
За
серии